Now we're going to talk about angel mums. So I would have a box of tissues at the ready if I were you. This is a uplifting and harrowing story all at the same time. A group of 8 mums who call themselves the angel mums. They've all lost a child to brain cancer. And now they're campaigning for better treatment, better prognosis. Louise Fox, mum of George, formed the group with the help of the Tessa Jowl Foundation, and they're raising money for that foundation now. And the mums recently did a parachute jump together, which is the first of a number of challenges, raising money and awareness. Their next challenge is called Earth, Wind and Fire. It's got nothing to do with music or dancing. Well, maybe. One of the mums, mum of Grace, is Rebecca Gaskell, and she's from the West Midlands. Actually, Rebecca and I went to school together. We were very close when we were little. Now, I called Rebecca earlier on for a chat, and we began by talking about how difficult this time of year in particular can be if you've lost someone, let alone a child.
Yeah, Christmas and New Year, it's extremely tough. In fact, I think New Year is actually, in fact, harder than Christmas because it's the changing of that number. It's going into a new year, a new number without them, and getting further and further away from that number, that year that you lost them. Personally, for me, and I know a lot of other families say exactly the same thing.
Gosh, I find it difficult to talk about, let alone live through. But let's talk about Grace. Tell me about the daughter you lost.
Grace, I was going to say was, but I'm going to use the is. Grace is amazing. Yeah, we always called Grace Amazing Grace. We still do. She is our Amazing Grace. So she was a very shy child, but a very funny. She hid behind her humour and had a fantastic sense of humour. She became poorly in 2018, around about the beginning, kind of February, March. Very strange symptoms, kind of tingly feelings in her fingers, things like that. Very strange, which I just put down to the fact that she'd just gone back to school after half term, and perhaps she'd, just been doing a little bit too much writing and just didn't think much of it at all. These symptoms progressed, and we later found that they were what's called sensory seizures, and it was unusual brain activity due to a brain tumour. It took several months to get her diagnosed because, unfortunately, despite going back and forth to the GP, I just don't think it was taken quite seriously enough. She was diagnosed at the end of July of 2018. And due to the fact that it took so long, her tumour was terminal and inoperable from the off. So we were basically told to make memories. She had treatment. She did respond well to the treatment, but we for the next 2.5 years, we spent time making memories, and that was tough because you couldn't do something and just enjoy it because you knew you were doing it for a completely different reason. But we did make the most amazing memories. Grace won numerous bravery awards. She continued with judo, and she graded twice. She graded orange and then green whilst on her cancer treatments. She taught herself to horse ride. She rode a horse called Puzzle, who was amazing. She joined the RAF cadets. She won awards with them. She was on television. I mean, she just did the most amazing things. She when she was diagnosed, she told us that she felt that it was a gift and that she'd been given it to show others that cancer doesn't define them, and that she was going to be the positive face of cancer. And that's exactly what she did right the way through. Each time cancer took something away from her, for example, her speech, her sight, her mobility, she found another way to tackle it and just keep moving forward. She literally was Amazing Grace.
That's really inspiring and difficult to listen to all at the same time. Thank goodness, you had her in your lives, and that you've still got that incredible memory of her as well. Wonderful to hear. Now, you've obviously used your grief and her incredible life to do something good. And one of those things is campaigning for that phrase, this is inoperable, incurable, terminal. You want to eradicate that from the possibilities of things to say to parents, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I can't put into words how it feels when you're sitting in a room with yourself and your partner and somebody says to you, your child is going to die. There is nothing on this earth that you can similarise that to you too, without actually being in that situation. And we have to change that in the future. This is the reason why we've linked onto the Tessa Jowell Foundation for their Centres of Excellence for brain tumour research and treatment. They want to change the way in which children and parents are supported. They want to change the way in which you have access to trials and treatments in the future, and just give families complete support from the very, very beginning right the way through, regardless of what that outcome is. We are very much at the bottom of a very, very tall mountain, and we're very aware of that. But we are excited that change will come, and the futures of other children being diagnosed with brain tumours will be different to our children.
And the group Angel Mums, this is a group of, how many of you are there? And I'm guessing that you all have lost children.
Yeah, so the initial members of the group, there's 8 of us.
Right.
But we are actively looking for more members, and we have asked for other mums to come forward who've lost children to brain cancer. So we're not it's not just the 8 of us and that's it. We want to recruit on as many mums as possible. We absolutely believe in strength in numbers. But yeah, it started with an initial 8 mums. I'll go through the names. I'm awful people say. So obviously there's myself, Rebecca. There's Lou, who kind of put the group together. There's 2 Nickies. There is Claire, Katie, Natasha and Nellie. So we're the original kind of angel mums. We've all lost children between the ages of 2 and 17. So we completely understand each other. We've had similar sort of journeys along the way with our children, and we've all been looking for something that we can latch onto to help families of the future. We try to support each other, we try to support other families, and we just wanted to do that a little bit more.
And you've taken it to quite an extreme, haven't you? Because you've got this group together. You've been on telly this week, haven't you?
We have, yes.
How was that?
Yeah, so that was amazing, actually. It was absolutely amazing. I think we were a little bit nervous, but I think with anything we throw ourselves into, we're very, very aware that our children have gone through so much more. So we'll take on anything.
That's actually a very good point, isn't it? Rebecca Gaskell there, who is an angel mum and part of the team of 8 mums who are raising awareness and funding for the Tessa Jowell Foundation. So all of the mums, all of the parents have lost children to brain tumours aged between 2 and 17. It's quite difficult to imagine what that must be like. Rebecca's mum, Rebecca's daughter, we heard about there, Grace, and she's also the mum of Imogen and Josh as well. So we'll go back to my chat with Rebecca in the next hour of the show. And if you want to look them up and help them out, their Just Giving page is justgiving.com/angelmums. If you just type in Angel Mums, it'll come up. They were on BBC Telly earlier in the week as well.